Alright, Shalom. Welcome to another edition of GMS Tell It Like It Is, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, elders of Great Millstone in New York. Salutations to all your brothers and your Akim around the world and all over the country that's preaching this word diligently and faithfully. Today's lesson is going to be titled, The Race Isn't Given to the Swift, nor favorable men, nor knowledge to favorable men. And I'm just going to get right into it. And this is going to be I'm going to start off with the very scripture of of the title of this video. It's going to be Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift. Now what does that mean? When you're in this truth, you're running a race. You know, you're running that race. But you got to pace yourself, and you got to, you know what I'm saying, while you're running that race. Because, like, for example, I'm going to use this analogy. You know, if you're driving around, you know, you driving around in this high gear, you know what I mean, and you're on the highway, and you're constantly driving in this high gear, more than likely you'll end up burning yourself out, burning the engine out, you know? So if you just keep driving around in this high gear and then you're burning your, you know, and you're just driving the car, eventually that car is going to burn out. The engine is going to give out and burn out. So you got to know how to switch the gears while you're in this truth, you know what I mean? You got to know what gear to be in, you know what I'm saying, and what gear to pace yourself so you won't burn out in this truth, you know? Just like, you know, just like the turd, just like the turtle and the rabbit, you know what I mean? When they agreed upon a race, you know what I mean? That rabbit got so prideful and so confident because he knew that he was faster than the turd. So what did he do? He ran ahead of the turd. And when he got so far ahead of the turd that he didn't see the turd behind him, he decided, you know what I'm saying, he was going to sleep because he ended up burning himself out before he got to the finish line. And what ended up happening, he ended up sleeping. So once he had slept, you know, the turd was just pasting himself, you know what I mean? He ended up passing the rabbit. And once the rabbit woke up and realized that he was that, you know what I mean, he over had slept, you know, that turd was already at the finish line. So don't miss the shift, you know what I mean? Don't miss your shift in this truth, you know what I mean? You don't drive around in gear 5 all the time when you know what I mean? You got to know when to slow down and when to pace yourself. And another thing too, nobody starts at gear 5, nobody starts way up here, you know what I mean? How can you say you got enough knowledge when you just came in this truth, you know what I'm saying, yesterday, you know what I mean? There's a shift, you know what I'm saying, from gear 1 to gear 2, you know what I mean? You got to know how to change the gears and how to shift the gears. You don't just be changing the gears all fast and trying to get up on this level when you know you're not on that level. You know what I mean? So you got to know how to pace yourself. You got to know how to, you know, really, you know, take the steps, you know what I mean, and to learning these scriptures and to knowing who you are, you know what I mean, in this truth. And I'm going to read on. Nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise. You know what I mean? Because the Most High is only dealing with the meek in this truth. He's not dealing with favorable men or wise men in this truth. You know what I mean? He's not dealing with those that think they're wise and think they have a little something when they really don't. You know what I mean? Using this truth, you know what I'm saying, to get over on brothers. You know what I mean? No, don't work like that. You got to know how to be meek. You know what I mean? You got to know how to stay meek in this truth. And diligent. You know what I mean? Once you show your diligence and your meekness and how meek you are, you know, that's when the Most High would then open up to you the mysteries of the kingdom. You know what I mean? That's when the Most High will open up your spiritual eyes to see these things. You know what I mean? To see the truth. You know what I mean? To see America's demise. You know what I mean? And to see, you know, who's the real Israelites according to the Bible. You know what I mean? To see the mysteries and the prophecies that are in this book, to break down these scriptures in this book. You know what I mean? So that's See, that's the Most High, you know what I'm saying, opening up to herself, to you, you know, through your, through your diligence and through your meekness. You know what I mean? He's not dealing with the favorable or the wise men that think they wise, that think they have a little something when they really don't. So I'm just going to continue on. And with this verse, nor yet riches to men of understanding. See? You know, the Most High is dealing with the poor in this truth. And I'll get that in the book of James. Nor yet to favorable men of skill. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be on the top, you know, to learn this truth. The Most High is not dealing with those that are already, you know, already have their setup in this world. You know what I mean? He's dealing with those that are willing to separate themselves from this world and continue the works of his, and continue his will and his plan. You know what I mean? He's not dealing with all these other, you know, wise, favorable men that think they have a little something. It doesn't work like that in this truth. And I'm gonna get that in the book of James. Yeah, bear with me for 1 second. So I'm going to get the book of James, chapter 2, verse 5. So this is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not the Most High God, Yahweh, chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he had promised to them that love him? So the Most High is only dealing with the lowly and the meek, you know what I mean? Those are the men that the Most High is going to use to open up this truth, you know what I mean? That he's going to use to bring out this truth and to bring out this word, you know what I mean? He's not dealing with with people that are on the top, you know what I mean? Just like in the book of Ecclesiastes, that the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the king, to the Most High, you know? So he's only dealing with the meek in this truth, the poor, you know what I mean? Which are the Israelites, you know what I mean? Not just any other Israelites, but the chosen amongst the Israelites, you know, the 144,000, the chosen, the men that were set up from the beginning to preach this word and to teach this word on the highways and byways, you know what I mean? Those are the men that the Most High is going to use, that the Most High is going to open up his eyes to bring out this word, to reveal this truth, and to reveal the mysteries of these scriptures, you know what I mean? He's not dealing with those men that come in this truth, you know what I mean, thinking that they know a little something, that end up burning themselves out, you know what I mean, before they reach the finish line, you know? So don't miss your shift in this thing, you know what I mean? You don't, like I said before, you don't drive around in gear 5 all the time. You got to know how to change the gears while you're in this truth and pace yourself while you're in this truth so you don't end up burning yourself out. You know what I mean? You got to pace yourself and you got to be patient. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to y'all brothers out there on the highways and byways all over the world and all over the country that's preaching this word diligently and faithfully. With that, I'm going to say shalom. This has been another edition of GMS Tell It Like It Is, and see you in the next lesson. Shalom.